and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So thank you for joining me for another one of my videos today. So I thought it was about time I did a video all about being single, because I've been single for like over a year now, which is totally fine by me, and I thought that it would maybe give some of you guys some, maybe if you're newly single or you're not coping with it very well, some hope, positivity and some motivation that sometimes being single is actually the best thing in life. So number one, the first thing I think I've learned in the last year of, doing my own thing is actually my own body confidence. Before, I had absolutely zero. I didn't love the body I was in. I wasn't happy. I was overweight. Well, I wasn't overweight, but I was unhappy with the way I looked. And, it just wasn't me. I just wasn't being me. So body confidence is certainly something which I've grown into. I've owned, and I absolutely love the way I look now. I have no complaints. I've started getting more active. I've actually started running as well, which I'm really enjoying. And I'm making those small positive changes slowly. I'm not doing any drastic weight loss things. I don't need to. I'm perfect how I am, and I love how I am, but I just want to tone up a few little things. And I've finally given myself that self-respect, which I didn't have before with my body. I never would have worn the clothes I probably wear now, because I'd be like, oh, I can't wear that because it makes me look big or whatever. I've given myself that sort of pat on the back, you look good, you look fantastic, don't worry about what anybody else is thinking, because your opinion is the only one that matters. And I'm really happy. I'm really happy with the way I dress, the way I look, the way I am. Sometimes being 6 foot, and yes, I am 6 foot, is just, you're never gonna have a petite frame, or you're never gonna look a certain way, and I am always gonna look ridiculously tall next to everybody, but that's just who I am. And some people would kill to be the height I am, or I'm really lucky that I've got really long legs and a really good figure. So do you know what, everybody should just embrace who they are and how they look, because every one of us is beautiful in our own way, and I definitely go by how beautiful someone's soul is more than the way they look. Number 2 is, of course, being independent. So yeah, I don't know what that was. So number 2 is to be independent, of course. So before, when I was, because I've literally been in back-to-back relationships for 5 years, it's been bad. So I definitely needed this year to just be me, definitely. And I'd become so self-reliant on these boys that literally I felt like I couldn't live my life. I was like, how am I gonna survive? How am I gonna breathe? How am I possibly ever going to do anything by myself? And I think because I obviously had anxiety and depression at that time as well, it was kind of scary as well, because I thought, well, actually, do you know what? These people are my comfort blanket, and now I don't have anything. How do I live? I'd forgotten how to live by myself, which sounds crazy, but I honestly did. So it was really difficult at first. It was a really tough time, and it felt very lonely for a few months. It really gave me that time to awaken spiritually, but also just to actually take that time out for myself, to learn to love myself, and to actually learn what I was about and who I wanted to be, because I was as far away as the person I am now. And I wanted to be this person. I wanted to be happy, positive, and, do some good in the world. And I wasn't doing that. So for me, it was just a brilliant time to just be in a relationship with myself. That's what I've called it. I've been in a relationship with myself for a year. And it's exactly what I needed, because I needed to learn how to be me. I needed to learn how to stand on my own 2 feet and actually run my own businesses by myself. I mean, I have already, but fully by myself, without the support of a partner, and, not have anybody's support, and actually just do it by myself and think, sod it, I can do this, I believe in myself, I'm gonna do it. So being independent is certainly not a negative, and it's certainly something I'm not gonna give up when I get into a relationship, because with the right person, it will just enhance, they will find that attractive in you. They're not gonna be oh no, I don't want you to be independent. So for me, it's definitely been needed, and for me, I'm so glad that I am independent. I travel by myself, I don't think I'd get on a plane by myself quite yet. Maybe I will though. Like I've conquered the fear of flying, so I've conquered all my fears I created in my head this year 100%. Like I don't fear anything now. I mean, there are a few things I fear, but that's men related. But no, I don't fear anything, hardly anything at all anymore. So it's good to be able to like have conquered those fears and conquered all the restrictions that held me back, and now I'm just like going at it with full force and just like doing what I wanted to. Like I'm living the life I've always wanted to lead by giving it to myself. Number 3 is making time for family and friends. So I am so glad that now I get to spend my downtime with my lovely family and friends who I love so much. Everybody's so positive. I freaking love them all. And I'm so happy to be surrounded by people who literally set my soul on fire, because like when we're together it's just so positive, so happy. I laugh so hard around my friends and like my family now, and I think like my relationship with my parents and family has like definitely strengthened and is definitely more positive than it used to be. So really, by being single, it has just strengthened those core relationships. And you know, a lot of people do it, and I hold my hands up, I was definitely one of them, who just like ditch all their friends and family when they get into a relationship. And like, you know, some people still do that or have done that to me in my life, like with their partners, and that's fine. But really, it just made me think, I never ever want to do that again. Like I want to have like a separate friend group to like my partner's friend group, because then we can like go off and do our own thing and like have separate lives, but then be together, if that makes sense. Because like I need that me time, and I need those people to like be my friends. So I think that's the independence thing coming in again. But yeah, I would just hate to literally be like absorbed like that again. It's not healthy, it's not great. And to be honest, like, you know, your friends and family are probably one of the most important things in your life. So it's been great to be able to strengthen those relationships, build new relationships, and just absolutely be surrounded by positivity. Number 4, which leads me greatly on to number 4, is to get positive. So it's really hard when you become single to like just feel happy. It is really hard, especially if you've been heartbroken. But getting positive is the best freaking thing you can do. Like, you know, they always say the best way to get back at someone is to just literally get positive, get happy, and just own life. And that's exactly what I did. It took me 4 months to do that, but I did it in the end. And I'm so glad I did, because, you know, you are such a strong person. And like, you know, I think as humans, we don't give ourselves enough credit for how strong we are. And, you know, as soon as I picked myself back off the floor, like dusted off all the hurt, I was like, I'm fine. Literally, what was I even worried about? So yeah, by getting positive, it obviously like led me to find the law of attraction, and then the law of attraction has just transformed my life in incredible ways. And by just giving myself that positivity and that happy mind frame and that almost peacefulness in my life, it has literally made my life amazing. Amazing. So definitely check out the law of attraction if you've just stumbled across this video. I have a whole playlist dedicated to it on my channel, so make sure to check it out. But definitely, you have got to show them what they're missing. Definitely, that's always what I say, but just don't take them back. Number 5 is get active. So over the last year, like I never used to be active whatsoever. I think like walking to the fridge used to be my exercise when I was in a relationship. And that's the thing, like when people get into relationships, I did it. Like they say you just get comfortable and then you put on weight, and I just don't think that's a thing. I think when you're happy, like you shouldn't really do that. You should just be normal. But yeah, since being single, I took up yoga, which I did do every day, and now it's like twice a week, which is really bad. But I'm just too busy. I literally am too busy. So I've taken up running as well twice a week. So I do yoga twice a week, running twice a week, and I walk like everywhere. So I do a heck of a lot of walking, especially when I'm in London. So I am really active now, which I think has definitely contributed to my weight loss, but the majority of it was a mental block as well. But definitely like now how I keep the weight off and actually like maintain my weight is definitely by keeping fit. And by keeping fit, you're actually giving yourself an incredible mindset, because like you always feel amazing after working out. And even if it is just something like yoga, which is not strenuous, but it's really good for the mind and for the soul, it really helps to just put you in a great mindset, help you keep positive, and really get focused for the day ahead, get focused for work, get focused in any area of your life. So I would definitely recommend just taking up like a little bit of sport or something active, even if it is just like power walking or yoga, whatever you feel comfortable with, do it, because it will so make you feel better, and it will just keep your mind focused on something other than like the negatives. Number 6 was discover my style. So I discovered my style definitely, and loved, like, you know, finding myself again. Basically, I found myself again, and that meant, you know, I changed my hair, I changed the way I look. Well, I didn't change the way I look, I just changed in general. I've literally changed 100%. If you go back to any videos pre-April last year, you will physically not recognize the person on my channel, because it's not me. I have no idea who that was. It was not me. I wasn't happy, and now I am extremely happy and comfortable with who I am. So for me, finding myself was 100% the best thing to happen in this year, because I love the way I dress, I love the way I am now, and I'm just so happy, and I love how my home's decorated because it's mine, and yeah, I'm just really happy. Number 7 is, I don't know why I wrote this down, but the universe always has a plan. So yeah, one of the best things I guess I've learned this year is that the universe always has a divine plan. And you know, some people may think like, how have you been single for a year and still kept positive that you're like gonna meet this person? But you just have to, like, there's no other way to do it. Like, you know, if I'd have sat there thinking, oh, I'm never gonna meet anybody, well, I wouldn't have. So you just can't think like that. Like, the universe always has a plan. You're always being led to exactly where you're meant to be. Everything is happening exactly how it should be, and you just have to put your faith in the universe. Like, you just have to sit back, put your feet up, and be like, I'm fine. Like, I am fine. I'm gonna be grateful, I'm gonna be happy, and whatever you want to bring my way, perfect. Number 8 is to be strong. So my strength is certainly something I'm extremely proud of, because I actually got told by my psychic, right, yeah, literally when I became single, so well over a year now, that by the end of this I was gonna have the strength of a lion. And I was like, really? Like, that doesn't sound like me. I'm not fierce, I'm not ferocious. But now, oh my god, totally agree with it. I was so weak before, and that's, you know, it's not a negative or, you know, something to laugh about, because at that time in my life I actually had to be weak, and I had to be like broken down into like nothingness to become strong and to become fearless and to become like the strength of a lion. Number 9 is that I am not a victim. So it was so easy to fall into victim mode, and you know, no matter what your circumstances are, whether it is love or any circumstance in your life, it is really hard to get yourself out of victim mode and feel like, actually no, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me. So for me to learn to come out of victim mode and realize that, you know, both shit situations that happened to me were shit, yes, but do you know what? It was the best thing to ever happen to me. Like, literally, these people paved my career. These people have literally made my life 100 times better than it was before. So really, what is a victim? If anything, that's like my catalyst. That is my sort of, you know, story of how I've achieved all of this, literally through horrible situations I wouldn't ever wish on my like worst enemies. And it's just so funny how a year later, like, you sit and look at things so differently. And that's always something I've always said, like, if you are literally like going through a breakup right now, in 6 months time, none of what you're worrying about will matter at all. And in 12 months time, you won't even think about it. Literally, you won't even think about it. Number 10 is that I can be loved again. So this is certainly, you know, and actually I want to give myself some credit here. I never thought that I couldn't be loved again. I always just had this knowing that the next person that was going to come into my life, that was it. I'm sorted, sort of thing. And, you know, I've been quite open about that on my channel, and yeah, it is difficult to let someone back in and, you know, learn how to trust someone and learn how to, you know, because I always felt I was strong. Like, I literally thought, like, when it happens, I'm gonna be so strong, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, but I'm not. Literally, these almost triggers come up where I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, can I do this? Can I actually do this? And, you know, like, the trust issues they have definitely resurfaced, and that's not because I'm weak, that's because I'm human, and the last interaction of love I had wasn't great. So for me, it's like those old triggers coming back and saying like, are you sure you want this? Like, are you sure you can handle it? Can you trust this person? And it is difficult. It is a battle, but you just have to go through it. And, you know, I just silence my ego now, and I'm just like, you know, nope, I'm happy, I am fine, this is fine, this is what I wanted. It is really hard to learn to forget the past and to like not let your past define you, but absolutely anybody can be loved. And also, it wasn't just love from a man, it was a love from my friends, my family, my work, my colleagues, everything. Like, so much love surrounds me in my life that I didn't even know existed before. Number 11 is that I can live by myself. Woo! So I've lived by myself for over a year now, and 2 months nearly in this house, which, oh my God, it's just flown by. So for me, living by myself proves that I am financially independent, I'm financially free, and that, you know, I can do it. Like, I can look after myself. I haven't killed myself or killed Elliot, which is brilliant. And, you know, I can live by myself, clean my house, and do adult things. This sounds so stupid, but before I literally don't think I would have been able to. So I've definitely matured in the last year, massively matured, and it's good to know that I can live by myself. Number 12 is that I can do anything, and this results back to the strongness as well. Strongness, is that a word? I don't know. But yeah, like literally I said I'm fearless. I've conquered so many of my fears. Like, nothing stops me anymore. I'm certainly a yes person now, and literally like I challenge myself to like conquer things which I wouldn't have done before. So the fact that I know that I can do anything now proves to me that anything I want in life I can certainly have. And the law of attraction is such a great example of that, and you guys should know that by now, that it is so true, and it has just been amazing to realize that for myself. Number 13 is freedom. So freedom is something I've really enjoyed learning, because I think I've become so independent now that it's really hard for me to like not be tied down, that's the wrong term of phrase, but I love being free to do what I want. I love just looking after myself, looking after my friends and my family and my work, and just being free to do anything, like go on holiday, go on, like, you know, explore the world, explore things. If I want to do something, I do it. If I don't want to do something, I don't do it. And freedom is definitely, I guess, a state of independence, but it's almost a sense of life is free to do whatever you want. And I've got to that stage where, you know, I'm in a great position to be able to decide what I want to do in my life with no limits. So number 14 is my journey, so where I've come from. And I don't think I give myself enough credit for this. I don't think I give myself enough credit for not only how far I've come since starting this entire journey 4 years ago nearly, but how much I've progressed in a year. Like, fair enough, I've done incredibly well in the last 4 years of my life with my businesses, with everything I've done. But in the last year of my life, I have literally scaled everything massively. Myself as a person has grown, and everything in my life has grown. And I think sometimes it's hard for me to like sit there and just sit back and think, you've done this, like only you've done this, you've done it by yourself, and you know, you're helping a lot of people. And sometimes I just don't see that, but your comments and all your lovely feedback, which honestly makes me cry sometimes, like even thinking about it I'm getting emotional. Like, it is just so heartwarming and so amazing to feel that love and to feel that energy, and to know that what I'm doing in the world is actually really helping people. Number 15 is my self-worth. So since discovering everything I didn't want in life and didn't want in a man, I've discovered what I finally wanted. So yeah, like I said, I've been very open about that on my channel, and yeah, it will happen. It definitely will happen. Of course it will. I've manifested everything else in my life, so it definitely will. But yeah, I've realised my self-worth, and that I'm not going to settle for anything less, and that I deserve happiness, and I deserve all the amazing things that I've dreamt of since being little, and I will have them. I will have them all. So now I'm gonna do a funny one, just because I'm generally like welling up at how emotional this has got. Number 16 is men freak me out. So I'm actually going to cover this in a video which will probably be out next week, called Dating Disasters. But yeah, the last year of my life has been an eye-opener to how much men freak me out. Sometimes I have just sat there thinking, thank God I'm single, like thank God. But no, I think even like in a serious situation, I have been freaked out because it's kind of, you know, like I said, like letting that person in again and like letting your guards down and then having to like worry about another human being. It's a lot when you've been independent for so long. So it has freaked me out massively, but I'm trying not to freak myself out anymore. But yeah, like it's totally fine to be freaked out by men, totally fine. It's just how you know, combat it. It's how you deal with it, how you move forward with it, and like how you deal with that like fear or anxiety or whatever you want to call it. Number 17 is finding time for myself. So I've loved this one because I've had so much time to myself and like it's just been amazing. And I now like schedule time to myself each week because I feel it's so important to just have that you time to connect with yourself, to realign your energies, whether it's meditation, EFT, whatever, like whatever you choose to do, like do it every week. Give yourself some self-love, some like just some quiet time is more than anything, so you can just reflect and just go within yourself and be happy and remind yourself that, you know, I am fulfilled, I am happy, and all of those little things. Because, you know, like life gets busy, life is stressful sometimes, and I think each week it's so important to just have a little pep talk to yourself and just be like, you got this, you got this. Number 18, I did briefly cover this earlier, but that love surrounds you. So I found love in the most peculiar places, not in a man, definitely not like. And I think that's probably the best lesson that I've learned, that love doesn't have to come from someone else. It can literally be found within, which I definitely have found. It can come from friends, family, work colleagues. Like, it's crazy. Like, it is genuinely crazy. Even strangers. Like, you guys show me so much love and I've never even met half of you, or probably 80% of you, or maybe even 90% of you. And that's crazy that love can literally come from anywhere in life at any point, and all you have to do is just open your eyes and it's there. So love from all places has probably been the best thing I think I've learned this year. Number 19 is that you need to fulfill yourself first. So this always, like whenever someone says to me like, oh, I'll be happy when I meet someone, I'm like, nope, you will not be. You have to fulfill yourself first. That is the like one golden rule, and it's such a famous saying, but it's so true. You can't love anybody else when you can't love yourself. So you really need to love yourself, and you really need to just fulfill yourself and realize that even if you don't meet anybody else again, your life is going to be epic. You are so fulfilled, so happy, and you are surrounded by love no matter what. And number 20, probably a really nice one to end on, is you need to fall in love with yourself. So the best thing that I have done this year is to fall in love with myself, not with someone else. And I always felt that I had to fall in love with someone else to find myself, or to find that happiness, or to find that fulfillment. But no, it was there. It was all within me the whole time, and it's the best feeling once you've like got to that stage, and it's just the best feeling in the world to know that you fully accept yourself, fully love yourself, and that, you know, there are no limits. You can have whatever you want in this world. So that is my 20 things I've learned since being single, and yeah, pretty proud of the things I've learned actually. Like, I feel like a grown-ass woman now. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna do a video in a couple of weeks about dating disasters. Yep, the really fun stuff of being single. So I hope this has inspired you and motivated you, or even just given you hope if you are going through a similar situation, or you are just feeling a bit down about being single. Trust me, it is the best thing in the world when you get it right. So thank you guys for watching my video. I appreciate all your views and likes. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, because I would love to see you again soon, and I will see you in my next video, which will be next week. Lots of love, guys.